One. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. We're Nerdist New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, with my co-host.
This is Eli.
Yep, and we're back with another episode. And Eli, we did a good thing, I think, last week. You know, we had an episode that we were going to do. We completely tossed that episode out the window. And because, like I said, because Stan Lee has passed. And I think it was, like, therapeutic for both of us.
Yeah, I guess it was pretty good.
Yeah, so we got a chance to talk about it, get it all out of our system. And now we're back to hopefully normal podcasting, but it looked like some other bullshit we're going to have to address towards that also. But we'll get to that later on. First off, Eli, let's talk about No Nut November.
Sure.
Okay, so I know a lot of you have no idea what I'm talking about. Some of you do know what I'm talking about. But like I said, what are we like almost towards the end of November already?
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, everybody knows about No Shave November, where you're not supposed to shave and stuff like that. Well, some idiot online or social media, because that's what we always do, invented something called No Nut November. So it's exactly what you think it is. But here's the key. Like I said, you can't have sex, you can't have orgasms, you can't masturbate either. You got to last the entire month of November just pretty much just abstaining. That is the goal.
And what do you get for this?
A no prize.
And what's the fucking point?
Right. I don't know, what's the point of No Shave November?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me. Remember the episode of Seinfeld?
Oh yeah, where they're all yeah.
The contest. They call it the contest.
Yeah, the bet. They all bet. Yeah.
Right. And then everybody was just putting, money down on the table and stuff like that. Like, I'm out, because I think Elaine saw like John Kennedy Jr. Working out or something.
Yeah.
And then like Kramer saw like his neighbor working out like next door to her naked. He was like, I'm out. I can't do
it. Yeah. He went across the hall, then came back like a minute later. I'm out.
Right. Yeah. So Eli, I want to make a confession. I have been participating.
You've been participating?
I've been participating the whole time. I just want to say, like, what the hell? There's always an internet challenge. Might as well.
Well, shit, I'm old. I might as well be participating, too. I can't shoot it like I used to. So.
Right. That Toby Keith song always reminds me, like, damn, I'm trying to think, what did he say? I'm not as good as the man I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. I love this song.
Yeah,
very true. So the thing is, like I said, I've been participating, and Eli, it's giving me a whole new enlightenment.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's made me like more focused. I feel like my reflex are faster. I feel like I can concentrate more. And then there's always people that's always saying that, oh, everybody's just participating. No, November, just doing it because they can't get laid. Well, duh. I mean, it's not like I'm going to sit there at 2 o'clock in the morning and get a what you doing text and be like, I'm sorry, Anne Hathaway. I'm abstaining for No Nut November. I will talk to you in December. Like, no, that's not going to happen. So, like, if you don't have anything better to do, might as well. So, yeah, like I said, I feel more focused. Okay, remember Dragon Ball Z? How they power up?
Are you going to go Super Saiyan on December 1st?
I feel like I am going to, like, November 31st, I feel like I will achieve Super Saiyan level. Because I feel like every day I'm powering up.
Or, like, you're going to be, like, in the store and somebody's going to brush up against you and then, oh.
just fire hose just everywhere.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean. Hopefully that didn't happen, So yeah. Only thing
I've been participating in anti-No Nut November.
Oh, Eli, you're not in the spirit of
every day. Every day.
This is my fault. This is and twice on Sunday. This is my fault. Because I didn't mention it November 1st. I should have mentioned this at the beginning of November, but I think something happened. We got sidetracked or I didn't put it down in the notes. So if I had mentioned it earlier, then all of our listeners could have participated also, because I'm pretty sure none of you are participating right now.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I didn't bust the day Stan Lee died. I didn't do it that day out of respect.
Of course, out of respect. You can't do it that day.
But once 12 o'clock hit, bam!
Off to the races. So, but Eli, I was good up until I had to struggle this last week that's passed by. Because like I said, when I decided to participate, I was like, okay, no more Rihanna videos, no more twerk videos. I'm going to stay away from certain sites and just That way it won't be so hard on me. However, there was something happen on social media that almost made me relapse.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Are you ever heard of Jill Scott?
The Aquaman trailer.
Oh, Jason Momoa. They put $1 on the table. I'm out. That damn Jill Scott video, man. That almost broke me.
Jill Scott. I don't know who that
You
is.
haven't seen the Jill Scott video?
I don't know who that
Even
is.
Gomer saw the Jill Scott video.
Who's Jill? You might have to remind me who this is.
Okay, Jill Scott is a singer.
Okay.
Kind of on the heavier side. Kind of thicker woman side.
Oh, heavier body set. I thought you meant like heavy singer as in music.
No, I mean, she's a singer also, but like on the heavier, thicker side also. So what she did is she was singing one time, just all of a sudden she just started simulating fellatio. I'm like,
oh, no shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wow.
Okay, let me look this up.
For research purposes.
Yeah, science.
Right. So that was like, oh, wow, okay. So honestly, Eli, I couldn't even watch that video all the way through.
Oh,
I couldn't. I was like, nope, cut that off. Move on to the next one. Can't go. And then I saw it. I went on social media just looking at it, and all I saw was these articles about Jill Scott destroys No Nut November. like, wow.
This is on air sex moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will moment of silence for.
Well, I bust one real quick.
Right. I was going to say, you better not be on podcast right now. Just like,
no, I'm good, man. Go ahead.
Are you still there?
I'm good, man. I can multitask.
What are you going to do and get it out of the way now before we start talking about the other stuff in the podcast?
Oh, this video?
Yeah, that video.
Oh, yeah, man. She's going, yeah.
Like I said, get out your system now before we start talking about X-Men.
She can handle that business, looks like.
Right.
Holy shit, yeah. Damn.
Right. Now, this is another point I was trying to make about that. Now, a lot of time, and like I said, right.
She's even cupping the balls and
exactly.
shit.
That's what I was saying.
Damn, man. What, you gonna stick the finger in the ass too, or something? And then she.
Like I said, you had to watch the video all the way through. So.
Yeah. Well.
And you see the crowd cheering with applause.
Yeah, they're going on.
Also. So here's another point I was trying to make. Now you see on TV, you see a lot of like really skinny supermodels and stuff like that, and a lot of women don't understand that why guys like us go after, say, heavier set women, thicker women, BBWs.
And I know why? Yeah, I know why.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, point to that video. That's why.
Did you ever see that movie Role Models?
I didn't watch it all the way through.
He's like, I go after the heavier one because in my experience, it's the heavier ones that do more stuff.
I feel like we're revealing some secrets we shouldn't be revealing right now. But
hey.
And we just lost all of our female viewers right now.
Hey, it's like, hey, they got those Cosmo articles, 10 things to satisfy your man.
Right.
Whatever the fuck.
And obviously Jill Scott has read that entire collection, so. Oh, man. So now I'm just waiting on Facebook to start the Jill Scott challenge. Don't call me in November, but in December, then you can call me.
That's your first thing? That's on your to-do list, December 1st?
December 1st, 12 o'clock midnight.
Jill Scott video.
Right.
They'll have GIFs by then. So you don't even have to,
Right. Just save the list. Yeah.
Won't even have to touch your computer or whatever.
Just look at it. It's just by then I would have powered up by now. I just Goku.
Yeah, man.
It would just do it on its own.
See, that's the thing, man. The kids these days, they got it so easy. GIFs and shit.
Right.
Man, we had to use a remote with the VCR to rewind shit, and
sometimes we had like a channel that kept rolling. You don't know what's going on at the time.
Yeah.
Because, like, kids.
Yeah, and then sometimes, you fucking rewind the fucking video so much and you pop it in again and it's all fucked up. The tracking starts fucking up.
Because that one scene that you were looking for is all worn out. You can't even see it anymore. You're squinting trying to make out what was it. What is that?
Trying to watch Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, the naked nurse scene, and that scene comes on again. You're trying to watch it for real, and then that scene comes on and starts fucking up and skipping and shit. Yeah. Like, damn it, I fucked up the tape.
Like, no. no. And then you can't go to the store and get another one. Plus, that makes it even worse when you go in the Blockbuster. Yes, I want to get Nighty Nurses too. We're out of that copy, but we'll call you when it comes in. You got to make sure your mom don't have it. We had the copy in now. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, Thanksgiving.
No nuts. No nuts.
No nuts. Just what, 11 more days or whatever it is in November?
Well, good luck, man. You can do it.
I will fight the good fight.
I don't know why, but you can. Hey.
I can do it.
What
would go
wintertime is depressing as it is. I don't know why your motherfuckers would want to go through that.
Right. I can't resist the internet challenge. That's just me.
It's the happiest time of my day is when I'm doing that. That's all I got to look forward to, man.
Oh, it builds character.
Yeah, man. I wish I was a virgin again, when I had something to look forward to.
Oh no, that was because then you know, like on Apple American Pie, when the guy just like, oh, it's like sticking your finger in an apple pie or whatever.
Really? Yeah.
Because you never know what it feels like. You just I don't know.
Then you realize that it comes with a lot of headaches.
But everything worth it is. You get a woman, you gotta weigh that hotness to a crazy ratio.
Yeah.
You're like, is it worth it? Just go for it sometimes. Fuck it. Yeah, she's crazy. She's gonna fuck up my life. Oh well, go for it.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. That being said, move on to the next part. Now we can talk about Thanksgiving.
All right.
For the 5 of you listeners that are still with us, I know a lot of us are celebrating. Some of us are celebrating Thanksgiving this weekend. Just want to make sure everybody's having a good Thanksgiving. Go meet family. Go have fun with everybody. I know some of you don't like to hang around your family. I know they ask you stupid ass questions like, why aren't you married? Why are you single? Why are you still working at that shit job you working at? Why are you
Who'd you vote for?
Who'd you vote for? Stay away from that. Why's the last thing you've been to church? Try to stay away from all those and just remember that it's just one day. Not even the whole day. Just make it through that one day. And most of the time, hopefully you'll be on time when the dinner is there and you can just eat and just go get out of there. Or maybe there'll be a game on that everybody can watch and that'll distract everybody.
And hopefully that shit won't break the no-nutters. You know what I mean? Like, oh, fuck this. I'm going home and busted one.
Oh, they stress me out.
Oh,
that feels good. Oh, thank you, Jill Scott. That feels better. Oh, yeah. I feel sorry for the vegans, though.
I guess they're fine. They claim they're fine.
Nobody thinks about the vegans. They're going to, we have vegan turkey. There's no such thing as vegan turkey. The fuck is that?
Tofurkey or whatever the fuck.
Right. Nobody want to eat that shit. And I wish I did have a family member that was vegan that brought that bullshit over. I'm tossing that shit out the window. Luckily, I'm in the South Mississippi. There's no such thing as a vegan down here, so.
Well, God bless y'all.
Right.
Up here in Minneapolis, the ex-hipster capital of the world.
Yeah. God bless heart disease.
Yeah.
What we talking about? Can we move on to the actual part of the podcast now?
Sure.
Okay, now let's actually talk about the podcast, and this is where I'm going to get triggered because now I'm going to name off the box office numbers.
All right.
Okay, and the box office numbers are, what are we looking at? Number one. Oh, Eli, give it to me. What's number one?
Isn't it the Harry Potter movie, right?
One of them, I guess. Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Harry Potter shit.
Yeah, this is not the Harry Potter bullies. We don't know what the fuck's going on with this. So. Yeah, whatever. Obviously, you guys like this shit because it's number one. So, yeah. Number two, Dr. Seuss, The Grinch 2018, still hanging in there. Number three, Bohemian Rhapsody is still pulling in numbers. That's pretty good.
No shit. I saw it. I actually went and saw it.
That's right, because we were going to review it, but, we didn't do anything, other than tribute. So, yeah, you give me your review, what you think about it.
Well, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I mean, I don't know Freddie Mercury's life story, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But what was shown on screen, I enjoyed. I know people like critics and like fans have been bitching about the movie, saying it didn't show this, didn't show that. It didn't show, Freddie Mercury's, lavish rock star lifestyle. I guess he was notoriously, a partier and, did all kinds of, all the drugs in the world and shit and had went to all these orgies. He was a rock star. What do you expect? I think, but I guess it didn't go into that as much. And, but what I saw, I enjoyed. First of all, I'm in a band. I'm a drummer. You know what I'm saying? I got to deal with the egos of vocalists and guitarists and shit. They always want to hog the attention all the time and shit. So I can understand how, like, because I know this movie was produced, some of the band members produced it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure they were like, well, it ain't all about him. Fuck that. Which is, you know, you know what I'm saying? It ain't all about just our singer. So I think they had some input, you know, kind of like the way NWA, Straight Outta Compton,
the same way, where they painted themselves like the good guys, and you didn't say anything bad about them. When we know there was nothing like that in real life.
It was just the movie was just made to make Cube and Dre look good, and
right.
Ain't shit about MC Ren or anything.
Right. Fuck that guy. We don't know anything about him.
Yeah. But I mean, the performances were great. It really captured what it's like to be, you know, to be in a band, to be performing on stage, what it was like the feeling of performing in front of oceans of people. I mean, Queen ended up becoming that one of those bands that played stadiums to thousands of people and shit. So it was very well made as far as cinematically wise. It was a great movie to see in the theater. I'd like to see it again, just because it was just a cool fucking experience, you know. Another thing I noticed people were also bitching about that it wasn't gay enough, like it didn't showcase his gay lifestyle.
Oh,
and I was like,
okay,
and I was like, I thought they did. I thought what they showed was fine.
Right.
You know, they did address it. They did, you know, it did show him with guys and all that shit. It was PG-13. I don't know what people were expecting.
The movie was PG-13. How can you do a Queen movie PG-13?
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know what people were expecting. Would they want a dick in his mouth? It was PG.
I guess so. I guess.
You know what I'm saying?
How gay do you want it to get?
Yeah, I mean, it did show that side of his life. I had no problem with it. I'm not the biggest Queen fan, so I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, what people are expecting, what fans were expecting. What I saw, I enjoyed. You know what I mean? It was, as far as just a movie about a band coming up, about a band, not just the lead singer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, coming up and becoming these big giant rock stars. It was cool. You know, it was really cool, and I like rock star biopics. You know, true stories. I always dig on them.
Yeah,
you know,
even though they usually aren't true stories, they usually like embellish so much on them. You know,
even like music that I'm not into. You know what I mean? I'll watch those stories and shit.
You know, one of my favorite music biopics of all time.
What's that?
La Bamba.
Oh yeah,
I love
Richie.
La Bamba. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great.
I used to say it on HBO all the time. I used to know that movie. I used to be able to quote that movie, La Bamba, and they'll know anything about it. Right.
Good night, my love. That guy, that shitty singer.
I gotta find that movie. I'm gonna watch it again somewhere. I might buy it on Vudu or something. Oh yeah.
Charlita.
Okay, let me keep going. Number 4, Instant Family.
Oh, that's that comedy with Marky Mark and the one chick.
Okay,
it's like the modern day Different Strokes. You know, they adopt the darkies. The white family adopts the darkies.
Oh, one of those.
And then have a light. You know, oh my God.
Okay.
Our lives are much better now.
Yeah, the white savior, Sandra Bullock, right side. Yeah, that thing. Okay. Yeah. All right. Number 5, Widows. I heard good things about this movie.
Oh, is that the old lady set it off?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So I heard good things about it. I might watch when it comes on. Whatever. Number 6, The Nutcracker and the Four Realms, really dropped down. Number 7, A Star Is Born, still hanging in there. Number 8, Overlord.
I saw that.
Yeah. Now you guys did on Geeksad did a whole show about it, right? Or something.
Yeah, check out our review. We go to full spoilers. We spoil the fuck out of Overlord.
Okay, Nazi zombie movies. Hey, that's you can't go
wrong
that way.
Yeah, or should I say Nazi zombie movie?
You lost me with that one. I feel like that joke went over my head.
Because zombies is plural, and zombie is singular, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
And that's what I think about that movie.
Okay, I didn't realize that. That's a spoiler, but okay. Okay. Number 9, we have The Girl in the Spider's Web, a new dragon tattoo. What the?
Oh, that's the girl with the dragon tattoo movie.
I guess. How many of these movies have they made?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They made like it was like a foreign trilogy. I only seen the foreign one. I didn't see the American one.
Yeah, they said they made a foreign one, then they made another one like a few
They,
months later. Like,
yeah, they made like a trilogy in like Europe or whatever, or
right.
Sweden or whatever, and then David Fincher made it with Daniel Craig and um, I don't know. I guess this is another one. I guess I don't know.
I don't know. They're just cranking them. It feels like there's been like a million of them, but it might be the second one. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. And number 10, Burn the Stage, the movie.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
I've never even heard of that shit. Okay. Now let's go to the part that's gonna trigger me. Venom.
Oh yeah.
I had this entire rant I was gonna do last week, and I was like, no, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it because I got triggered. However, I'm gonna trigger you guys, just like I got triggered. So everybody want to go about how Venom outgrossed Justice League. Oh, that must mean Justice League. Venom is so much better than Justice League. Justice League sucked because Venom outmade it. Like, shut the fuck up. Only reason it happened because it outgrossed in China. It outgrossed United States. It made more money in China in its opening weekend than the United States did. So really, we were like, the movie. But China, for some reason, fucking loved this movie. I guess. I don't know. And so
they like the Transformers movies.
they're like, well, that's only because the Transformers movies were in China. But wait, wasn't there was a Venom scene in China also?
Oh yeah, like the thing comes down in like Asia somewhere. Yeah, doesn't it? The ship. Doesn't the ship crash? I think crash in Asia.
That explains it.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! And for all we know, they probably even added more China scenes in the release when they did it. Just so before everybody goes crazy, it's so much better than Justice League because of blah blah blah. Okay, you assholes. Since you want to bring that up and you want to pull up numbers, how about these numbers? It also outgrossed Winter Soldier. Fucker. How you like them apples? Oh, that's so much better than Winter Soldier. Nah, Venom is better. You just said it. So you said Venom is better. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Moving on. What do we got? Let's talk about trailers. Right. We're still on movies right now. Let's talk about trailers. Let's talk about Deadpool. We're gonna talk about Deadpool, but we actually got a Deadpool trailer that came out, the 12 Days of Deadpool or whatever the fuck. It was gonna be released on December 21st, the same day Aquaman and Bumblebee and all these other movies came out. But they pushed it up because they didn't want to get buried, with all these movies. And they're saying I think it's gonna be on December 12th. I think it's gonna run 12 days. They said it's going to be only 12 days in the theater, and that's it. And Eli, actually, the footage that they showed actually was like nothing but new footage.
Oh, really? So it is new shit.
It's new shit, but it's
PG-13. Yeah,
it's a PG-13, but it did have like mixed in footage of Deadpool 2. But like the majority of it, about 80% of it, was like new footage.
Okay.
And it was like Fred Savage in it. For those who don't know why Fred Savage is so important to this movie, because it's basically a nod to The Princess Bride. Mm-hmm. When he played a kid and his grandfather reading him the story of The Princess Bride. So Deadpool's doing the same thing to Fred Savage like it was in Princess Bride, except he's in his 40s and he has a beard, stubble. So that's kind of the joke, And basically the reason Fred Savage is there in a room with Deadpool because Deadpool actually has him tied to the bed.
Yeah,
I
ended up watching the trailer. Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty funny. Also, it's just funny, just Fred Savage's just interaction with Deadpool the whole time. Okay, this is even though this is a deep cut, most people won't get, especially like the millennials watching stuff now won't get. Folks my age, that shit is funny as hell. I think so. So, and just the other stuff they put in there also.
Pretty soon we'll see that video of like kids react to The Princess Bride.
Oh yeah.
or what's that Geek Tyrant or one of them nerd websites? We're showing Star Wars to people who haven't seen it all of a sudden. It's like, really?
You know what? Those videos actually started depressing me.
Yeah, it's like
because they gave a teenager one time. They gave him a Walkman.
Oh yeah. And
they had no idea they didn't know how to open it, how to work it. They took the Walkman and put it to their ear. Like, what do you do with this thing? Like, I was like, are you that fucking dumb? Like, nobody gave us instructions how to work a Walkman. We just knew how to do it.
No, I was watching it like right before Halloween came out. They did that. It was one of those nerd websites. A bunch of their staff had never seen the original Halloween. I'm like, really? How the fuck you get a fucking job at a nerd website when you haven't seen fucking shit? Halloween, Star Wars, like what the fuck?
Oh man,
that shit pisses me off.
That's the world we live in now. What we talking? Oh, another trailer that dropped actually today. Will be tomorrow for you guys. Aquaman.
Oh
And
yeah, I refuse to watch it. I didn't even watch that
don't
long.
watch it, Eli.
Yeah,
Don't watch any of them.
yeah, I didn't watch that last 5 minute long one where it was like showing all kinds of shit. I was like, okay, I want to see the movie.
Right, because I'm thinking about like they showed a lot of this movie so far, and honestly, I felt like I felt like I shouldn't have watched that trailer today because I'm sold on the movie. Like you don't
Yeah,
have to sell me on the movie. I'm there day one. You know, I understand you have to sell other people on this movie, but you don't have to do me. But I was like, I gotta watch it. And I watched it, and it was awesome, just like I thought it was, you know. So I'm ready to see this movie day one. Other people are excited. What type of movie you want to watch? What are you excited for? You know, other people are like, well, I don't want to see Aquaman. It's another DCEU movie. I don't want to see that. Well, stay your fucking ass at home then. You know, we're gonna watch a good movie. We're gonna have fun enjoying this movie. If you don't want to see it, go complain at home. Don't watch it then. So I'm excited. I want to see it. I'm probably. Which one are you more excited for, Eli? Aquaman or Bumblebee? Because they drop on the same day.
oh, probably Aquaman, but I do want to see Bumblebee. I mean,
Okay.
I'll second. I will see Aquaman first though. Oh, but we probably can because I got Amazon Prime.
Ah, there you go. So you got Amazon Prime. I got Amazon Prime. So for those that don't know, if you have Amazon Prime, they are releasing the movie earlier for Amazon Prime members in select theaters. Of course, Eli, since I stay in Mississippi, that probably will come nowhere near me. But you have fun.
Well, I was reading that thing. I was like, what are they going to stream it or something? Or
That's what I'm
no,
thinking. Like, it's gonna be on Amazon Prime. You know?
no, it's no. You basically have to go to a participating theater that will show it.
Pretty cool. Get to screen it.
Yeah.
It sells Amazon, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. So basically, you take your membership number or something. You got to prove, I guess, prove you got Amazon.
Yeah, how do you prove it? I don't have an Amazon number or
ID,
code.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't give us cards, anything. You just sign up for it and just take the money out of your account and you don't even know it. So I don't know how they plan to explain that, but they'll figure it out some kind of way. So, yeah, who would have thought that Aquaman movie we'd be excited for? Because just 5 years ago, 3 years ago, I was like, Aquaman. I don't want to have anything to do with Aquaman. I don't read an Aquaman comic. I don't watch Aquaman cartoon. I don't watch Aquaman movie. You know, and now this shit has me excited. This shit has me wanting to go back and read some of those Aquaman comics. I still haven't gone there, but that's like next to my to-do list.
Yeah, you got the DC Universe shit too.
Can I talk about the DC Universe for a thing? Because I have some issues. I have some qualms. And I didn't want to bring this up because, you know, I wouldn't want to scare people away from the service. But I got to mention it. I'm having an issue with it. Okay, Eli, the thing's been out, what, like a month now, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. Why are they already removing comics from the website?
What the hell?
Yes. They're already removing comics from the app. I was in the middle of reading like the George Perez Teen Titans run, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was reading it. There were 12 issues up. 2 weeks later, I think it went up to like issue 40 or something. So they had like the first 40 issues or something like that on there for Teen Titans. Okay, I got time to read it. And then I got some alerts saying at the end of this month, these comics will go away. I'm like, I didn't finish the run yet. How the fuck am I going to read 40 comics in like 2 weeks? So I go back and check. It's back down to 12 issues again. I'm like, what the fuck? So yeah, the reason I didn't mention this earlier, like when it first came out, because I'm thinking like, okay, they said that like in October or November they were gonna put some more comics on there, and they did that, and then they took them away. So now I'm back to the same bullshit comic roster that was there to begin with. Half of those comics on there I've already read. They got like only one issue of all this stuff there, and it's so basically the same shit I was complaining about when it first came out. It's the same shit I'm complaining about now. That's the reason I got it, to read the comics, and then no comics to read. What the fuck?
That's why I would get it.
I'm like, what the fuck? And then they say, oh, we had to take it down for bandwidth. Marvel Universe doesn't do that bullshit. Marvel Universe never takes down a comic or give you a week to read the shit. Now I see if they say it's 6 months down the road. Okay, you read it. The shit just came out. Why the fuck are they removing comics from the website when I want to read the shit? Oh man, it's honestly, I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. It is not worth it. But I will say this: the Titan show is actually pretty awesome. It is. I know I shitted on the show before. I know a bunch of people shitted on the show before. But right now, and I'm gonna give a quick review of the Titan show right now. This actually was on the list too, so I'm gonna so it's a good segue. So right now they're on episode 6, right? So they're halfway through their season. Like I said, season 12. And last episode, Eli had Jason Todd on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jason Todd was on there, popped up, had the Robin. So he basically was telling Dick like, I'm the new Robin, you know. And Robin and Dick had to team up with Jason Todd because he was trying to use like one of Bruce's safe houses, but Bruce completely deleted Dick from all his like his security clearance, so he can't access to any of this stuff. But Jason has access to it, so he has to carry Jason around with him everywhere to access the stuff. So I thought it was pretty funny. And the funny thing, remember how we kept talking about how Dick was kind of like insane and kind of lunatic, and how he's going around just beating the shit out of people. Well, Jason Todd is even worse.
Okay.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any remorse like shit like Dick does. Like, maybe I should do this shit. No, Jason Todd loves this shit. You know. And the funny thing about it, they gave Jason Todd gave his backstory about it and his backstory is exactly how it was in the post-crisis comics of Batman. Like, he was hijacking the Batmobile, stole the hubcaps, and Batman crewed him, blah blah blah, stuff like that. He was on the streets in the gangs, the thug, and all stuff like that. And it's all right there, and you can see that Dick basically saying like, okay. And it actually makes Batman look a little bit crazy. Also, even though Batman has never been in this season yet, but just the point of view that Dick is given does make Batman seem kind of crazy. Okay, he keeps recruiting these kids to his cause and his war, and he's basically brainwashing them, to follow his cause, because Jason knows his role. He knows he's just there to be a sidekick to draw fire from the bad guys just so Batman can sneak up on and beat the shit out of them. And he's crazy. He basically wants to be Robin and wants to be Batman just so he can beat the shit out of people. That's all he wants to do because he just likes to fight. Everywhere he goes with Dick has to tell him, like, calm down, man. Don't fight anybody. So Jason is just as crazy in this show as he is in the comics.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like the longer you go in the show, Dick is like, okay, this kid is crazy. This kid is unhinged. Why the fuck would Bruce recruit this kid when it's obviously something is wrong with him?
So is this what they're saying, that they're going to do a poll? Is that the Jason Todd they're talking about?
What
they're doing another poll about whether Jason Todd lives or dies, just like Death in the Family back in the 80s.
What? I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah.
They may be talking about something in the comics now, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Yeah, I was wondering about that. If they were talking about the show, or are they talking about the comics?
Yeah, because I think Jason Todd was just gonna show up on one episode, and after this episode, he just leaves. He cursed Dick out and then leaves. That's it. Because Dick was like, "You can't beat these guys up. You can't do this." He's like, "Hey, fuck you. You're not Robin anymore," and then leaves, and that's it. So I don't think we're gonna see him in the show anymore anyway.
Okay, we doubt this will change the fate of the new. Okay, it's not about the. Okay, yeah. I'm just reading it now.
Okay.
It's not about the Titans.
Okay. But yeah, like I said, so far this show is interesting. The show is pretty good. You got a bunch of bad guys showing up. It sticks pretty close to the comics. Like, for instance, because we keep forgetting that, Batman has a tragic story, but so does Robin. Like, his parents died in front of him also and was killed by an assassin. And it was funny because they showed one of the strongmen, like one of the circus performers there, wanted to adopt Dick. But when he found out that Bruce wanted to adopt him, he was like, well, I'm broke. They're shutting down the circus because of the accident, so I'm going to have a hard time to find the money. But Bruce is a billionaire, so he gave him up to Bruce. That was basically his godfather. And then the whole show is about him reconnecting with him. I was like, okay, so they're giving us some backstory on this. This is actually pretty cool, but it's really shitting on Batman if you really think about it, So overall, pretty good. Interested to see where it goes next. That's all I got to say about that. All right, Eli, you want to talk about this bullshit now? The bullshit that we've been trying to avoid?
Which bullshit was that?
The bullshit.
Which one?
The one in the middle.
The one in the middle.
Oh, you're not watching it. Okay, never mind. Okay.
Oh, the one in the middle of the screen.
Yeah. Like we see it, but nobody else sees it. So I was trying to throw you a code. But anyway, now we're gonna talk about Stan Lee once again. Like I said, he passed, and for some reason, there have been a lot of people that have been saying some really weird shit online. First, I want to talk about Armie Hammer saying some really weird shit. Armie Hammer was complaining about people were taking advantage of Stan Lee's celebrity as to basically promote their own celebrity. Oh, look at me with this selfie and look what I did. Basically promoting themselves and not giving honor to Stan instead of saying how Stan inspired you and what Stan did from there. And basically your boy Negan told him to shut the fuck up. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Okay. And not only that, we also got to talk about Bill Maher. Bill Maher, said some really dumb shit. I don't know if he said it on his TV show, but I know he did put out a blog. He put out a blog and said it basically how Stan Lee really just inspired people to watch a movie, and we shouldn't be, mourning his death because what impact that he did. He just really made a comic book. We should have stopped reading comics with them, but now we take comic books too seriously, and only a society that treats comic books as literature and art would elect Trump to office. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about?
He's basically, shitting on nerds, basically.
That's basically what he's doing. He's shitting on nerds. And honestly, and I was gonna like really, really go in on Bill Maher on this, but like I said, since we've been so far reporting about this since it really happened, I just quickly went on Twitter and went on social media and went to his own comic section on the same blog he did, and the internet lighting his ass up anyway. So I'm like, well, I don't have anything to do. My work is done. I'm just sitting watching this. Even Scott Snyder, the Justice League writer, comic book writer, even he would fuck Bill Maher. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he's always he's obviously not a comic book fan, and that's fine because he has. And I watch his show. I find, first of all, he's a comedian. He talks shit. That's his job. That's all he does is talk shit. People, give him more credit than he should have,
But I agree. He does say some introspective shit sometimes.
Yeah, yes, I find him funny. I do agree with a lot of his, political views. A lot of the times, I've also been known to disagree on some of his political views. I don't agree with everything he says. And this is just one of the things I don't agree with. He just isn't a.
Right. I do find it funny that people are more upset about him dissing Stan Lee than him using the N-word on TV, but I digress.
Yeah, and I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. And then the very next episode, he had Ice Cube.
Right.
And Ice Cube laid into him.
Right.
So, and I'll give him the, at least he addressed it and he again, when shit talking goes too far, but
my thing is, even on this when I read the blog, I actually tried to see it from his point of view, like where is he coming from with this? And honestly, even in that blog, some of the shit, a very small fraction of shit, some of it I kind of agree with. On the thing I part agree with that he is kind of blaming that we in 2018 are kind of in like an arrested development where we stuff that we did kind of leave alone, we kind of saying, and I'm not blaming it on comic books, just in general that some of us.
Yeah, I do agree that there is a dumbing down of the nation and anti-intellectualism in the nation. I do agree with that. Mm-hmm. That people aren't as smart as they should be. I agree with that, but I don't think it's because of comic books.
It's not because of comic books, and it is damn sure not because of Stan Lee.
Yeah, no shit.
Because the thing is, because Bill Maher, I asked Google this morning before we started doing this podcast. Bill Maher 62, according to Google, and he's coming at this from an old man perspective. He's basically the whole time, get off my lawn.
Yeah, basically.
And I've been doing a lot of research on Stan Lee, just watching a lot of his interviews, stuff like that. Now, when you watch a Stan Lee interview, like right before he passed, like 5-10 years, stuff like that, the late night talk show hosts showed him more respect. They appreciated Stan for what he was. But when you watch Stan Lee's interviews, like in the 60s and the 70s, they basically treated Stan like shit. Because they looked at him like, oh, he's just writing that children's superhero shit. They asked him. So, and keep in mind, they didn't know what the fuck Marvel was. All these talk show hosts are like, oh yeah, you write that stuff my kids write. So what do you write about? Well, I got this group called the Fantastic Four. And they're looking like, Fantastic Four, what the hell is that? Oh, well, I'll ask my 3-year-old when I get home. And that's basically how they talk to him. So Stan knew that these guys treat him like shit. And basically, he did everything he could to kind of like dumb down comics to present to them because he knew nobody was going to take him seriously writing this shit. He said this. Back in the 60s, he know, like, writing comics, nobody's going to take me seriously. So what he did, and we talked about this last week, where he decided I'm going to write comic books for me. I'm in my 40s, but I'm going to write this shit that is if I was picking up a book. I'm not writing this shit for a 5-year-old or a 10-year-old. I'm going to write this shit for an adult. And he even brought that up when these talk show hosts kept talking shit to him, like, oh, yeah, you write this children's shit with Fantastic Four and Iron Man and Spider-Man. Yeah, that's fun for the kiddies, stuff like that. And Stan was trying to tell him, yeah, you say this stuff, but at the same time, you got college kids right now that read my stuff also. They're reading my Silver Surfer. They're reading my Doctor Strange, and they're breaking these characters down in a way that, they're actually like in a literary form. Because that's all Silver Surfer was. Silver Surfer was an alien, and he was coming down to Earth to witness human interaction and giving his own commentary on human interaction, which was Stan Lee's human interaction. That's not kid shit.
Yeah.
That was some adult shit he was doing. And yes, he dumbed it down for a child to understand. He made it for all age. It's something that a child could understand, but at the same time, it's something that an adult could take away from it. So Stan Lee wasn't just cranking out kid shit. He was cranking out shit that, he wanted to read, but if a kid wanted to pick it up, that's good also. And Bill Maher is approaching it the same way those assholes back in the 60s and 70s looked down on Stan are doing. They don't take comic books as serious literature. They don't take Watchmen or The Dark Knight Returns or Sandman's Run or Animal Run or Swamp Thing. They look at all that shit like kid shit. There's nothing kid shit about Watchmen. That was a commentary on the United States at the time. What had happened if one superpower being was to arrive on the Earth? Not a whole bunch of them, just one. Dr. Manhattan. Complete, and he was allegiance to the United States. It will completely change the face of America, and that's something to look at. Dark Knight Returns was that's why Ronald Reagan wanted to send Superman out to kill Batman, because Batman was giving the people inspiration that they don't have to rely on the government. They can take care of themselves if something goes bad. All that shit is in there. And it's not no kid shit. That shit that you can take away from it. Same thing with Star Wars. There's so much adult shit in Star Wars. George Lucas was basically made Palpatine George Bush. Mm-hmm. It's all kind of stuff you can read into with that. And it's not just comic books. These assholes like Bill Maher, these old guys, they look at everything like that. They look at video games the same way. They look at rap music the same way. They look at death metal the same way. They don't take it seriously. They think it's some shit you just toss aside, and is something for the younger generation. But at the same time, the younger generation is growing up with this stuff, and they look at it we look at this stuff differently than what they did. They see X-Men, they just see a bunch of dudes in colorful tights just punching each other. We look at it, we see the commentary, for racism, for inclusion, for bigotry. We see that stuff that he can't see.
Yeah, his whole blog just basically showed how ignorant and stupid he is.
Right, and it shows that how much he doesn't know about him. Like he's trashing a medium he knows nothing about.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, comic books. Look at Japan. Japan, comics, anime, manga. That's a prominent,
and they take
thing in their society.
Seriously. Right.
Yes, there's manga for everybody. Everybody reads comics. Everybody. It's just so much part of their culture. And look what Japan has done.
It influenced us.
Yeah.
In the United States. Because when anime hit, we looked at it like, oh, it's cartoon for adults. And it started making that shift. That's where we started getting into more adult-oriented cartoons that, start taking things more seriously.
Yeah. But just as comics as a medium, and as he's shitting on the medium as it's lowbrow art for kids, when no, it's not. When done correctly, it's for everybody.
Right.
And like I said, in Japan, it is done for everybody. Mm-hmm. And look at Japan's culture. Look at Japan's contributions to the world.
Like it's
so for him to say that comic books are adding to the dumbing down of the nation, it's just stupid. That's just a dumb ass statement in itself. Right. He obviously doesn't understand the medium. He's just shit because he doesn't understand it. That's why he's shitting on it.
Right. And not only is he shitting on the medium, he's shitting on the fans of the medium also. He's saying comic book fans can't be adults. Like we complain about being adult. There are plenty of comic book fans that go to work, pay bills, pay car notes, take care of their families, are responsible, and still have fun reading comic books. It's possible to walk and chew gum at the same time with this.
Yeah, I don't just read comics. I read books without pictures too.
Exactly.
It's like I don't, but I do like reading comics, and some of the fucking comics that I do read do deal with, all the issues that he addresses on his fucking show.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and most of the comics these days are doing just that, which is the reason why fucking Comicsgate exists.
Exactly. And it's funny thing that Bill Maher has almost the same exact thing in common with these comic gators.
Basically.
Because these comic gators just see comic books as all they want is dudes punching each other. They don't want them to say anything.
Yeah.
And that's what they're complaining about.
And that's the thing, is like Bill Maher, his show basically addresses all these things that comics are addressing now, right. Especially the social injustice. Yeah, that's essentially what he is. Bill Maher is an SJW,
right?
So, and comics are leaning towards that, but it's like, and the thing is, that's I don't want to go too much into that, but my gripe was, it's not, it just goes into how comics aren't supposed to deal with these issues and why do they have to be so liberal and blah, 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 blah. I was like, well, because social injustices are just that. They lean, you know what I mean? You are going to have a left side of you because of how inequality and bigotry and racism, that those are inherently a left-sided injustice. You know what I'm saying? So right. When you're battling it, you are going to have that left-sided voice. And so there's I don't know how to get rid of that. There's no way around it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's just part of the literature, part of the struggle, part of being the underdog. And
the funny thing, him attacking Stan Lee, he actually caught it on both sides. Like I said, he says he's an SJW, and he attacked Stan Lee, but it's the Trump line actually made him get attacked by the other side. Like, it's one thing to attack Stan Lee, but you could attack Trump? Fuck this guy. Because he doesn't understand how many comic book fans are Trump supporters. Like, we know. He doesn't know. But he learned. So, yeah, he got attacked from there. And the thing is, like I said, he goes and attack Stan Lee. Stan Lee is an accomplished writer, like a real writer. He just chose comics as the medium he wanted to tell his stories.
Yeah.
Like, he could have easily just went to novels and could have been another Mark Twain, could have been a J.W. Baring, could have been all these guys, but he wanted to tell his stories in comic book form because he felt it was a medium that it doesn't matter what medium he's in, he can still tell his story the same way and it would still be effective. He wasn't trying to dumb down anything. That's the way he wanted to tell the story. And that's the thing. These old guys, they keep thinking this stuff. They keep thinking this shit is kid shit. They're missing the forest for the trees. And Bill Maher is he's just another one of those guys.
And you look at the Daredevil, the recent Daredevil run, the recent Aquaman run. Those all deal with a leader being put into office, a corrupt leader being put into office, and everyone's just like, how the fuck did this happen? The fucking Aquaman getting usurped by the what's his face, the asshole king, using magic and illegally and all that shit, and they're like, how did he take the throne? It's all about they're basically metaphors for Trump. So like, comics are dealing with social current events through their storytelling,
Right. And plus, comics work as a medium that you can do certain things in comics you can't do in any other medium. Mm-hmm. Because the imagination that you're around, you basically what you're doing, you're telling a story, with art, with paintings. You're telling a sequential story that you can't do. It can't be told the same way in a movie or a cartoon. And then some of the stuff they tried to do and it can't translate over. Like Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come can't be translated into a movie. They can try, but they don't. Killing Joke didn't work when it got translated because it only works in comic form. People say the same thing about Watchmen. That's why the Watchmen movie sucked. Because it was meant as a comic. It doesn't translate. because it's only certain forms you can tell in that. It gives a chance for the artist and the creator to really go nuts with their imagination, especially in a way you can't do with the movie, because the movie you got to spend so much money, 200 million, focus testing. You don't have to worry about that if you're a comic book artist. It's pretty much whatever the hell you want to do, you can do it right there on the spot.
Yeah, and comics, like they're the happy medium between literature and film.
Right.
Because you read a book, you understand the character's thoughts and emotions that you can't see that when you watch a movie. You know what I mean?
Right.
But in the movie, you get to see all the shit you don't get to see in the book.
Right.
But then in the comic book, you get both. You
Right.
get them doing all the shit, and then you get them thinking all the shit. You get to hear the characters' emotions and their thoughts, and those inner moments of a character that you don't get to see in a movie. You get to see that in a comic, and you also get to see them do all the action as well in a comic.
Right. Depending on how they want to do it. Sometimes like heavy dialogue. Oh, he kicked, he punched, he died, and sometimes they'll actually show it. It just depends on the art. Like Jim Lee is very cinematic with his stuff. He'll show you every fucking thing he's doing with the book, and it just depends on how they want to tell their story, and you can read it at any pace you want to go with it.
Yeah, you ever read Lord of the Rings? Like, some of those battles are like a paragraph long.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And now
God damn, that Council of Elrond, that was like 100 fucking pages.
Right. You just go from there. So it's just like, it's that medium ground between, literature and movies. You can be cinematic however you want to be. A perfect example is Sin City.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sin City, everybody wanted to do Sin City but didn't know how to do Sin City. Robert Rodriguez told everybody how to do Sin City. All you got to do is look at the fucking comic. Mm-hmm. Frank Miller has already storyboarded. It's storyboarded just like that. You don't have to do anything different. Take this. He just took the book, put it on set, and this storyboard right there. Get to work. And that's it. And it was so well crafted that he had to add Frank Miller as co-director.
Yeah.
It pissed everybody off in the Screen Guild actor to do that, but he said, I had to do that because Frank already did this shit.
And
I'm just redoing what he did.
And even that movie, as cool as it is, I still feel it doesn't do the comics justice, because there's so much emotion and tragedy in those comics that the movie is just so concerned with adapting the imagery and the panels that you don't get that room.
Some of the stuff
breathe.
gets lost, right? And some of the acting is kind of off a little bit compared to how you imagine it in the book, right?
Yeah, Marv's story is so fucking tragic, but it's so fast paced, and that you don't get a room to breathe. That it's like, wow, you see this tragic story of this guy's fucking miserable life, and then it just goes by so quick. You don't get those moments to take that emotional weight in. Same thing with that Yellow Bastard. I remember reading that comic, and I was so bummed out. You wait 6 months or however long, 7 months or however long that run was, and you get to the end, and it was such a fucking bummer. I was like, holy shit. And then seeing the movie, it just wraps up really quick.
And it just ends with him ripping his balls off, and that's the only thing people remember. And I had people laughing in the theater.
Yeah, and then Hartigan kills himself, and then the movie's over. And but when I read that in a comic, I was so bummed out. I was like, God damn. I thought it was a great fucking story, but it was just so emotionally heavy.
Right.
And
the
movie just didn't do that. It was just so fast paced. Yeah, look, it looks amazing, and we translated the comic panel for panel, and it was fucking awesome. But it just didn't hold that emotional weight that those comics are known for.
Right.
So comics, that's something the comic did that the movie did not.
Right. So I'm not gonna say fuck Bill Maher, but get your head out of your ass, Bill Maher. That's all I gotta say. Yeah,
he just sounds like he sounds like some of the very people that he's bitching about. He bitches about people like people, those PC. He's really un-PC, and he hates it when people bitch about stupid shit. Well, now he sounds like those very people. You're bitching about stupid shit. You're bitching about people mourning a great artist. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
And people are saying that, oh, it's freedom of speech. We're violating his freedom of speech. So Bill Maher said what he wants to. Yes, Bill Maher said whatever he wants to. He has freedom of speech. But guess what? So do we.
Yeah.
We can comment on his freedom of speech also, and he can't stop us. So just because you say dumb shit doesn't mean we're not allowed to call you out on your dumb shit.
Yeah, and that was dumb shit. What he said was fucking dumb.
Right. So
Bill Maher,
that's how
you are fucking dumb.
Right. That's how freedom of speech work, guys.
Yeah.
Can we move past this subject?
Yeah.
Dumbass. Now let's move to the video game section. I'm not gonna be too long on it. Just gonna talk about it. Like I said, after Thanksgiving, they have Black Friday deals, and some of these Black Friday deals are going on right now. So I want you guys to know that if you wanted to get looking for a PS4, you want to get Spider-Man, where there are deals right now where it's $199 for the PS4 and Spider-Man, $200. You get both in a bundle right now. Go get it. Here's a problem. If you listen to this right now, the deal is already done. You're not going to find that shit anywhere. Because I've already seen footage of Walmart, Best Buy, stuff like that. People are pretty much just falling over each other, grabbing it, flying out left and right. So, yeah, good luck getting that. What else I want to talk about? The video game wars are coming up. And, Eli, here's what I want to talk about. People are upset right now.
Okay.
Because there was a video game award and a game won, I think, in Europe or something like that. And, of course, you know, Red Dead Redemption came out. Everybody thinking Red Dead Redemption was going to, like, an easy sweep, just sweep and stuff like that. But it didn't win.
Oh, yeah?
You know what beat it?
What's that?
Fortnite.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
damn.
so Fortnite beat it. So, you know, that game that just sold like $1 billion, stuff like that. And then I started thinking, okay, now, Red Dead Redemption, and like I said, I haven't played either one of these games, but I'm just asking the question. Now, I've seen Red Dead Redemption. It's this graphical masterpiece. It's like the best looking graphics ever. And, you know, you got horse testicles and, you know, you can play in the snow and you get all this stuff and it look realistic and lightning. But is it fun? That's the question you got to ask yourself. At the end of the day, is it fun to play? Is it a game you can just play to have fun with, or just look like, oh, it's so realistic? Like, I'm gonna put an example, like Skyrim and Fallout and them boring ass fucking games that you take you 100 hours to beat and you just run around in the woods in the snow looking at the same shit, just swiping away. Those games are boring as fuck, but they look beautiful.
Yeah. I can't. I ain't got time for that shit.
Right. Meanwhile, like Fortnite, like I said, I don't play Fortnite, but we've all heard reports of Fortnite being addictive. You know, some kids are flat out addicted to the game, spending money on the game. You got parents out here saying, "Get my kid off Fortnite. I won't see him anymore." So obviously, whatever's going on, one game is more fun than the other. I haven't heard anybody say they're addicted to Red Dead Redemption. I heard people say, you know, it's pretty to look at, you know, and it's a masterpiece. But like I said, it's another one of those games like 100 hours to beat. You know, how fun can it be? So why wouldn't a game that's more fun win over a game that's a technical and graphical masterpiece? I mean, graphics and all that shit is cool, but at the end of the day, aren't we supposed to be playing this shit for fun?
That's what they're supposed to be.
That's what I thought.
That's what I question some of these games I get. Like,
right.
damn, is this even fun? Why am I playing this shit?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, people
keep pissed off and shit, and I want to murder these motherfuckers.
Right. Like I said, I've beaten Spider-Man already multiple times because the game is fun. Does it look as pretty as Red Dead Redemption? No. Does it look as pretty as God of War? No. But I have more fun playing a game. Like God of War is another one of those games that's like so pretty and beautiful and graphical and stuff like that. But I don't know, Eli, this new one, it wasn't fun. As fun as the other ones.
Yeah. And even those games, they're fine up until when you have to do some stupid puzzle and like, you know, and I always get stuck on the puzzles. It's like I just want to kick ass, man.
Right.
Like, I only got certain hours out of the day to do this shit. I don't want to spend 20 minutes fucking jumping over rocks and swinging this way and swinging that way. I just want to fucking knife some people. Can I fight some monsters?
And that's the thing. That's what you want to do. You want to play something fun. Like, for instance, okay, let's bring up the Nintendo Switch. Like I said, my nephew has one, and he's always telling me, play this game, because he wants to play with him. And I ain't gonna lie, I played Super Mario Odyssey. Eli, that's like one of the fucking funnest games I've ever played in my life. This shit just fucking fun, man. I'm like, wow, this game is fucking fun.
Well, it's Mario.
It's Mario. You expect Mario to be fun. You jump around. And I'm like, okay, This game is fun as hell. But keep in mind, graphically wise, it looks nothing like Red Dead Redemption or God of War or anything like that. But it's just fucking fun. So then you finish playing that and you go back to playing this other shit. You're just like, ugh. It's a slog, you know. Like, give me some fun shit like that.
I know that. I mean, it is as good as cool as like those Arkham games for Batman.
Right.
But sometimes I'm just like, really? I got to drive all the way across town to go get that. I was like, oh, really? You know,
like it should be more fun than this, man. You know, that's what you're expecting. So yeah, I say if you're gonna give a game of the year, give it to the fun game. Don't give it to the prettiest looking game because they're not always the funnest games. No. You know, I don't know. I think we can talk about this long enough. One more thing I want to talk about. My nephew also said he wants to get a Pikachu game. Now, if there's anything, a Pokemon game. Sorry about that. I feel old already. So he wants to get a Pokemon game, and honestly, Eli. Even researching this shit, trying to look for it, that shit makes me feel old as hell. There's like 15 of those fucking games out right now, like the Switch and the Wii, and I don't know what to get him. He don't know. He just said, I want a Pokemon game. Like, I don't know, man. I talk about video games all the time, but just talking about that shit, like, I don't know what the fuck a Pokemon game is. What's the newest one? I don't know. Give me that one. And so, let me see. Can we move on to the bread and butter of the podcast?
Sure.
Okay. So, like I said, we're going to talk about, like I said, this is a comic book podcast. So we're going to talk about comic books. We missed last week. If you want to know, I don't know what came out last week. I listened to Comic Cast, so they got the job done. But this week we're going to be back on the job and actually talk about comics. And Eli, I guess I can go first?
Yeah, I think you got more than me.
I think I got more than you. Okay, so the book I'm going to start off with first is Uncanny X-Men #1. Yes, this is the 5th volume.
Number one.
Another #1. This is the 5th volume of Uncanny X-Men they have. And I'm just gonna run through the story. Basically, what's going on is that Kitty Pryde is taking like and keep in mind, I want you to know it's like 20 fucking X-Men on the cover. There's a lot of fucking X-Men in this book. I forgot how many X-Men there were. So Kitty Pryde is taking the X-Men trainees. They got some new X-Men whatever on a mission. They're going on a mission to stop like the Brotherhood because the Brotherhood is attacking this hospital. Or this medical facility, whatever like that. And then before they get there, something happens to Kitty Pryde, and she disappears. I don't know where they're like, what the fuck happened to Kitty Pryde? And she was the one flying the plane, so the plane actually crashes into the medical facility and stuff like that. They get there, and they see the Brotherhood, but it's not the cool Brotherhood. It's like guys like Wildcard and Suntress and a guy named Forearm. The reason he called Forearm because he has 4 arms. Like, that's the guys they're fighting. But the thing is, since they're X-Men trainees, they actually get their ass kicked. You know, it's just a bunch of no-name folks over here versus a bunch of no-name folks over here just beating the shit out of each other. But while they're getting the shit beat out of, all of a sudden, Multiple Man pops up out of nowhere. And Multiple Man pops up and asks one of the X-Men just got his ass kicked. Where's Kitty Pryde? I gotta find Kitty Pryde. He's like, we're looking for Kitty Pryde too. We don't know. And he leaves while they get their ass kicked. But eventually, the real X-Men show up and they kick the shit out of the Brotherhood, stuff like that. And they take the wounded X-Men trained. Nightcrawler teleports them back to the X-Men facility. And while they're doing that bullshit, we cut to Manhattan City Hall, and they got this, you know, asshole senator talking about how mutants are a disease and mutants are evil and shit like that. And he also was going to invite Kitty Pryde to give like a counterpoint argument on why mutants are good, but Kitty Pryde disappeared. Nobody can find Kitty Pryde. So before, you know, they call Kitty Pryde up, all of a sudden pops up Multiple Man again. And he just pops up for no reason. And not only he starts talking on the mic and stuff like that, while he's doing that, 100 other Multiple Men start attacking the city hall also. They just pop out of nowhere. So the X-Men take off, turn into superhero gear, start fighting them and shit, fighting off Multiple Men. But he's trying to kidnap that senator that was trying to kill mutants and shit like that. Before they can get to him, he disappears. So, and then Multiple Men like, oh, damn, I'm too late. So when that happens, all the Multiple Men kind of like teleport away, like all 100 of them. It was like a damn zombie movie, shit like that. So the X-Men looking around like, what the fuck happened to Multiple Man? When did he learn how to teleport? And then they cut to it and they show Kitty Pryde tied up in a chair. Her powers don't work, so she can't get out. That asshole senator is also tied up in a chair. He can't get out. And he's not like, what the hell you do to me? You better give me some answers right now. And then he hear another voice saying, you don't talk to her that way, you human. And then turn around and it's Apocalypse. But he's also tied up. And he's saying, when I find out who did this to us, it will be hell to pay. And that's how the book cuts off. So, it was pretty much bland X-Men story 101. It's every single thing that happened in the story before, other than Apocalypse getting kidnapped, has already happened in a better written X-Men story before. So, yeah, I give it a 3 out of 5. Eli, I'm starting to get depressed because I'm starting to realize something about the X-Men. They
What, that
only
they suck? No.
it's not that they suck. They only work in the 90s. They don't
Okay.
work in today's period of time because that same ass story about mutants are evil, mutants are good, mutants are disease. We keep hearing that shit over and over again, man. Give us something else. Do something else with them. They seem like they're stuck in the rut. Back in the 80s and the 90s, like that, the X-Men did everything. They went into time. They went into space. They fought dinosaurs. They didn't just talk about this shit over and over again, how people hate them and shit like that. They actually did other shit. Now they're talking about the same bullshit they talk about in every fucking issue, and that shit gets fucking boring. Because the same shit they talk about in the last reboot they did. I'm fuck it, man. I don't know. I'm depressed, man. I want to remember the X-Men how they were, not this bullshit. But maybe other people like.
Are they becoming this Fantastic Four?
They are becoming the Fantastic Four, but the Fantastic Four were good in the '60s, but the X-Men were good in the '90s. But now they're, I don't know. We'll talk about Fantastic Four in a second, also. So I'm gonna let you go.
All right. Well, I got Bitterroot #1 from Image Comics. This is pretty cool. You know what? You might like this. You know,
I'm all ears. Okay.
David Walker, Chuck Brown, Sanford Green. Basically, it's set in Harlem in the 1920s. This black family of monster hunters. They go around fighting these demon beasts, like these evil monsters possessing humans and turning them into monsters. You know, only in this case, the evil is a metaphor for like racism and bigotry. So when humans are consumed with fear and hate, that leaves them vulnerable to be possessed by these monsters. It kind of reminds me of Evil Dead in a way where they get possessed and become deadites. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Also, it kind of reminds me of Hellboy. You know, the BPRD or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, this family of monster fighters. So this first issue, it really dives into basically the setting and the characters and the family dynamic and setting up the story arc. The ending is really cool. You have this KKK rally, and they're hanging this black guy, and then this badass like hero dude with the gnarly ass gun, looks like Blade. He shows up and just like starts shooting up all the Klan members and shit.
Wow. Okay.
And then it says to be continued. But yeah, I mean, it's just the book is more just a setup for like the family members and their dynamic. They're obviously the Sangria family or whatever. They're like they've been fighting these evil monsters for centuries or whatever. They use like voodoo and magic. That's part of their deal, and they're fighting and all that. But I thought it was really cool. I think it's a cool, fresh take on this on a horror book. Especially from getting deeper. I mean, it's like that the black perspective take on the horror genre. It's like refreshing and groundbreaking as far as looking at the horror from like an African American point of view. Usually black people or natives, me being a Native American, mm-hmm. or just people in color in general,
right? First to die.
Yeah, or they're historically they were considered monsters. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or they were in league with the evil that the white protagonist was fighting. Like H.P. Lovecraft. If you go back and read, I mean, H.P. Lovecraft influenced modern day horror, but that motherfucker was racist as fuck.
Right.
He always talked about the ghettos where all the dark magic was being brewed, and those Eskimos were worshiping Cthulhu in Alaska and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So people of color historically were used as sort of, they were in league with the monsters or in league with the evil. So so when you get when you look at the horror genre from like a black perspective, you get an outlook that isn't highlighted that much in pop culture, because horror is based in fear, and what scares white folks is different than what scares black folks or people of color. That's why Get Out works so well. Because it's horror from a black perspective. Most horror movies, they call the cops. And the cops show up and they're the savior and oh my god. But when at the ending of Get Out, when that cop showed up, motherfuckers are like, oh shit.
Right. Now, wasn't that the same ending of Night of the Living Dead?
Yeah, the Night of the Living Dead. Yes, where they end up shooting.
Because the black guy was the last one to make it out of there, and they shot him.
Yeah, which was a total metaphor for racism and the civil rights movement and all that. Yeah, the smartest guy in the whole group survives to the end, and they just shoot him and then throw him on the fire with all the rest of the zombies. Right. And that was just a statement that George Romero was like shoving in the face, of everybody. But what like I'm saying, yeah, cops are like a savior for like, non-people of color most of the time in horror movies. But, for people of color, they make us a little uneasy. Mm-hmm. So just that perspective, that's what this book deals with. It deals with horror from a black perspective. And that just for that, it breathes fresh air into the genre. So I thought it was it's not, conceptually, it's just it's monster slayers. It's not a groundbreaking concept, but because you're coming at it from a different angle, it feels fresh, and that's what I like about it. So I'll give it a 4 out of 5. The only reason I can critique is just that it's just so much in there. It's just a very dense first issue, setting up the world, setting up the family, and then setting up the relationships. It's just, and then trying to move the story along. Like at the end, the KKK rally. Oh, cool. But then the book ends like, oh shit. So they got me for issue 2, so.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Okay. Book I'm going to read. Let me see. I'm going to go with this one. Okay. Superman number 5.
All right.
Like I said, Brian Michael Bendis, still going on, finished up his story. And basically how the book starts off, where we last off is that Superman is stuck in the Phantom Zone. And he can't get out, even though he got, planet Earth out of there. So Rogozar is looking at him, and the book pretty much opens up with Superman have already gotten his ass beat. He's barely getting up off the ground. Rogozar is like, get your bitch ass up. Superman, because he still makes fun of his name. People call him Superman. So Superman just looks at it. He instead of punching him again, Superman flies off. Just leaves. And Jack Sewer is just like, you're not going to go after him? They're like, why? He's stuck in the Phantom Zone. Eventually going to come back for me anyway. So I'm going to just relax, just wait for him to come back, and we'll talk then. And that's it. Now, when we cut back to regular time, we see, what's the guy's name? Adam Strange. Yeah, Adam Strange is flying around looking for Earth, can't find Earth. And he's phoning it in to somebody saying, I can't find Earth, somebody find it. And he turns around, he sees Zod. General Zod is standing behind him, and he was like, where is Kal-El? He's like, I don't know. But where's planet Earth? I don't know either. And then it was, Zod has that Kryptonian supervision. He's like, what is that? And they move over there, and they see planet Earth, but it's shrunk down like in a baseball size. So Adam Strange realized, oh, that must have been Adam did that. But then as soon as he does that, the Earth starts growing and growing and growing, and then, they get slammed by it also, and Adam Strange finds himself standing on the Daily Planet, and then Adam realizes, oh, okay, we finally made a Phantom Zone. I finally got the Earth back to regular size. Thank you, everything's fine. And he turns around, he sees General Zod standing right behind him. He's like, oh shit. And then General Zod said, is that a Phantom Zone projector you have next to you? And Adam Strange's like, yeah. He like, use it on me. And then his heat vision starts going on now. And Adam's like, okay, cool. And then he sucks him into the Phantom Zone also. And he's thinking like, did I do the right thing? I don't know if I did or not, So we cut back to Superman. Superman decides to stop running, goes back to Rogozar, who's just sitting there, just chilling. He's like, you can't go anywhere. You can't beat me. And Superman asks like, why did you do it? Why did you destroy Krypton? He was like, well, I destroyed Krypton because I'm going to kill every single Kryptonian. You deserve it. And when I'm done with Krypton, with the last Kryptonian, I'm going to find your half-breed son. I'm going to kill him. And then I'm going to Earth. And I'm going to kill everybody there just for worshiping a Kryptonian. That's what I'm going to do with you. And then Zod hears all this shit. You know, the superhuman. He was like, Kal-El is too weak to exact revenge from Krypton, but I am Zod. And then the book cuts off and just says at the end, next issue, Rogozar versus Zod. So obviously that's gonna be a much better fight than him kicking the shit out of Superman. So, yeah, overall, get the book a 4 out of 5. Pretty much feel like it was a teaser for the main event that's coming up. So yeah,
cool. All right, the only other book I got is William Gibson's Alien 3 from Dark Horse. So Alien 3, you know, we all know that was a movie. They directed by David Fincher. It featured, it had a very turbulent production. You know, they went through so many scripts, so many changes. The producers wouldn't let David Fincher realize his vision. The movie got cut a lot, left David Fincher frustrated. And it basically, the story is, yes, Ripley, she crash lands on a prison planet, and then they're being chased by a dog alien. You know, that's the movie that was released. But one of the scripts that was one of the earlier drafts, William Gibson wrote a draft. William Gibson is a sci-fi author. He coined the term, I think, the internet, or
I thought it was
basically,
Alcor.
or the net, or whatever. Basically, came up with the concept of the net, the network, the internet. You know, in one of, I think it was Neuromancer. Basically, cyberpunk kind of invented the genre of cyberpunk. And he wrote this script, one of the first drafts, and it's totally different from what the movie was supposed to be, or what the movie became. Basically, for one thing, they don't kill off Hicks or Bishop or Newt. They survive, and it basically has them being found by these the United Progressive Peoples or whatever. They're like a metaphor for the Soviet Union. This was also written in the 80s, so the Cold War was still going on. So basically, yeah, their ship, it's a continuation of the second Aliens movie. The Ripley, Newt, and Hicks, and Bishop, the Bishop android, they get picked up by the space station run by this sort of socialist, communist planetary galaxy or whatever, called the United Progressive People. They find them, and it finds out that somehow Bishop, the android, was able to synthesize alien DNA, and an egg was formed inside of Bishop, the android, which I thought was a very interesting concept. And basically, it's all setting up the Yutani Wayland Corporation are finding out, and it's basically about how they were doing. It goes more into how the corporation was experimenting with aliens and trying to make like bioweapons and all that. So that's essentially what the script was about. This first issue is just centered on them, the survivors being discovered by the space station. I give it a 4 out of 5. Just because not much happens, it's just all set up, and you don't really get the character, the old characters, until the end. And like the last panel, it shows like, he just woke up. Oh yeah, well let's go see him. And then they go in, and it's Hicks, and he's just like, you know, that's all it is, and it's to be continued. So Hicks is still alive, you know. Rather, they killed him off in the movie, but in this script, he's still alive. And I guess this script focuses more on Bishop and Hicks. I guess that was supposed to be the scenario of the movie, but you know, producers didn't like that. They wanted Sigourney Weaver to be the star. They weren't into the whole political, you know, commentary because of the Cold War stuff was going on. And I think it ended too. Like, didn't the Soviet Union break up like 88 or 89 or whatever?
Yeah, the wall fell. Yeah.
Yeah, and so and then the movie didn't come out till like 90, 91. So they thought it was maybe a little outdated, but yeah, I give it a 4 out of 5. I mean, I'm a sucker for alien stories. I've always heard about this script and his concept for the movie. You know, what could have been. So just as an Alien fan, I say check it out. So yeah,
Okay, cool.
that's all I got.
Okay. Last book I got is gonna be Fantastic Four #3. Like I said, I know I keep shitting on Fantastic Four, but I'm just gonna go ahead and review this book just to see where the storyline ends in this one. And based on how the book ends, like I said, last issue was Mr. Fantastic recruiting every single Fantastic Four member that has ever existed onto this alternate universe to fight this evil alien called the Griever of all things, or whatever. She basically is a cosmic being that killed Molecule Man with one hit, and Franklin Richards can't even stop. So basically, what happens? She shows up. Everybody shows up, and Griever's like, okay, you got all these guys, you still can't stop me. I mean, you can send as many people as you want to, you're still not gonna stop me, because I am a cosmic being. She's like, okay, that may be true, but first thing I want everybody to do, Reed and Ben, I mean, fuck, Johnny and Ben, destroy the portal that brought everybody here. They're like, wait, what? Yeah, destroy that. Okay, so they destroy that portal, so now they can't get back home. It's like, okay, that's step one. Now, step two, he tells all the Fantastic Four members like Black Panther and Luke Cage and Hulk and Spider-Man, whatever the fuck ever. He's like, I want you guys to destroy her ship. Like, she may be invincible, but I bet you her ship isn't. So they just go to town on her ship to destroy her ship. And she's like, hold on, before I want all the original members of the Fantastic Four, I want you guys to stay here. Okay, we're here. Everybody huddle up. And then Miss Fantastic wraps his arms around all of them, and he just want to say, I missed you guys. And then Ben Grimm is like, your beard is getting itchy because I think it's making my eyes water. You know, they have all this emotional moments, stuff like that. And then Sue tells him, like, yeah, because y'all have it's only been a year for y'all. But for us, we've been gone 5 years. Like 5 years. So where are the kids? So Johnny goes to see the kids, you know, Franklin and Valeria, and he sees them, they're teenagers. You know, and he hugs all of them, and he didn't realize that they had gotten so big. He's like, I missed all your birthdays. Sorry for that. And then, you know, but then Reed is like, okay, that's enough. We got to get back to work. We got to hurry and beat this person. And I got this perfect weapon to take him out. Franklin. And Franklin's like, wait, what? I mean, I already tried to take her one time. I couldn't beat her again. There's no way I can go up against her again because she's already killed Molecule Man. What you think she can do to me? And then all of a sudden, Spider-Man comes out. Spider-Man's like, you know what? Let me talk to Franklin. I know the perfect thing to say. Franklin, you are the most powerful person here. And with great power comes and things like, get the fuck out of here. Look, I'm going to talk to you. Now, Franklin, I know you're scared to fight her, but that's what we do. When we go up against something we can't fight, we keep going. And if we get knocked down, we get back up until we beat it. And Franklin's like, I already tried to do it. I can't. And thing is like, I didn't say I said we, because we are family. You're not fighting it by yourself. You're fighting it with us. You're like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it, Uncle Ben. So they go and fight. So Franklin and Thing punch the Griever at the same time, hollering, it's clobbering time. You know, but it doesn't really do shit to her like that. But after she's done all this stuff, Reed's like, you know what? You can't be beaten. I get that. You're a cosmic entity. You're like eternity, chaos, and in-betweener. I get it. So we can't fight you. But you only know how to destroy. You don't know how to build. So we destroyed the pod to stop you from leaving out of here. We destroyed your ship because I know you didn't build the ship. You stole it from somebody else. So you're stuck here. But I tell you what, we gave you one pod with enough juice for you to take your ass back to your universe. You can either take that offer or you can stay here with us forever. Like, you may have won this round, Reed Richards, but I will return. And she takes the pod and goes back to her universe, stuff like that. And then everybody else in the Fantastic Four is like, okay, you got rid of her, Reed, but how do we get back? Simple. I'm gonna let my daughter rebuild the pod that they destroyed because she knows how to fix anything. They're like, oh, that's smart, and they go back home. That's the book. So, yeah, pretty entertaining story. A whole lot of heartfelt moment. Felt like a superhero sitcom, which is what Fantastic Four is supposed to feel like, you know. And I'm interested in seeing which story goes because, like I said, now we got the kids as teenagers now. And it's going to be interesting how that dynamic works now because basically Franklin's almost the same age that Johnny was when he first started. So I get the book 4 out of 5. I'm just interested in seeing where it goes from there. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, all I got. Eli, anything else we got on tap?
No. I think we got it.
I think that's all we got. Okay. Like I said, if you listen this long, definitely like, share, and subscribe. We got all of our other plethora of podcasts. We have our sister podcast, Geeks Ave. We have a Comic Cast. We have This Geeks and Comics, TGI. I might have fucked it up. I don't know. Instrument Destruction, they may be rebranding. We'll see where they go from there. Get Valiant, Hoodoo TV, Talking... Whatever it is. Foosball podcast. Yeah, and there's another one out there, but I probably missed it. Anyway, this is Leroy.
Oh, we better plug the commentary.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. The commentary. Go to the website. We have the Punisher Warzone commentary up. Trust me, you're gonna love it. It's awesome. I listen to that. Even if you don't have the movie in front of you, just listen to the commentary anyway. It's entertaining. I guarantee. I put my stamp on it. So, that being said, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
And happy Thanksgiving. Oh, cut this off.